What's up, world? It's your boy Slim Jim Longfoot, aka the GOAT, King of America. Welcome to my channel, y'all. Hey, if this is your first time here, first things first we gotta do. Hey, make sure, you know what I'm saying, you like this video. You know what I'm saying? If you like it. If you really about that Autobot life, if you really about the Transformers, like this video. Share it to your friends. Comment below. And subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to your boy channel where I do art videos, daily vlogs, reviews like this, and much more. I'm here with my cuz right here, Grandhustla1017. That's his name on the PS network, on the PlayStation network. Anyway, to the subject at hand. Transformers. You see the shirt. Had to put it on real quick because I was just sitting back in my white shirt just chilling watching it. We just got through looking at chapter 1 of a 3-part trilogy that just premiered on Netflix today. Today is July 30th, 2020, and we just got through watching the 6 episodes of chapter 1 Siege, the new Transformers trilogy that just came to Netflix. And I'm gonna let Grandhustla tell y'all what he think about it so far. Grandhustla, what you think about this here?
It was, first of all, it was the OG look on the Transformers.
G1, Generation 1.
That I like, and the detail and the scale, how they got the characters on it, it's pretty dope. And the story wise, it's amazing, man. It's amazing. It takes us back to the roots when what the 1980s and the 80s, the 80 cartoons. That you're very nostalgic, man, and I liked that. I mean, from day one, I liked that. And this 2020 on Transformers, how they got them looking, and the story is amazing. It's amazing. It's a rewatch, a watch, and it's a 3-part series, just like my cousin said. And it's I hate that we gotta wait. We don't know when they're coming out, but it's a 6-episode series, which should have been more than that, but they gave us 6 episodes. I'm cool with that. And the story wise is amazing. The action, the dialogue, the stuff that's in the background of the show, where you see like the artwork and the pictures and stuff like that inside, it's amazing. Really good.
Hey, that's it. That's his review right there on it. You know what I'm saying? Straight to the point. You know, we OG Transformer fans. We from Generation 1. You know what I'm saying? The original 1984 cartoon series all the way up until now in the year 2020.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we had a few hits and misses on the movies, but hey, there is not a soul alive who was around in 2007 that was not hyped about that first Transformers movie, because we were so ready to see the Transformers in live action.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? To see transforming cars, see transforming robots, to see the characters we grew up on from the 80s up until now. Optimus Prime, you know what I'm saying? Starscream, Megatron, Bumblebee, you know what I'm saying? All of the characters, you know what I'm saying? Seeing them in that light. But this right here was pure perfection, because we saw them in their original G1 designs, but of course updated for 2020 in the style that was in, just like my cousin said. You know what I'm saying? Seeing, you know what I'm saying, the classic characters, basically seeing the origins. Now, if you have not seen Transformers Siege chapter 1 of the Netflix series, hey, go watch this, because this is going to be heavily spoiled. So to let y'all know that right now, this is going to be heavily spoiled. This is spoiler. So if you don't want to be spoiled, don't watch the rest of this video right now. If you do not want to be spoiled, do not watch the rest of this video, because this is heavily spoiled, as if we're talking to people who watched all 6 episodes. So now we about to get into the spoilers, Grandhustla. Let's see. First thing we're gonna do is talk about Megatron. First off, Megatron and Optimus Prime, the voice actors, I don't know their names yet, y'all, so forgive me. You know what I'm saying? We ain't you know what I'm saying, we ain't look at every, you know, trailer, every interview, who did this, that, and the what. We know Rooster Teeth, who is behind the awesome series that I watch, Ruby, the awesome series that we both watch. I got my cousin into Ruby as well. They're behind Ruby and Genlock. You know, they helped produce this awesome series on Netflix. The voice actors of Megatron and Optimus did great, you know what I'm saying, providing, you know, that same sound that Peter Cullen and Frank Welker gave us when they originally played the characters on the original 82 series, as well as Transformers Prime, which is my first favorite series now, because I love the original series, but Transformers Prime eclipsed it. But this right here, after 6 episodes, I think this one right here is battling for that top spot. Yes, Prime only get my vote because it had the OG actors playing, you know, their respective roles. But this right here is definitely it's coming up there. 6 episodes in, it's already popping. Megatron and Optimus Prime, they gave you a feel, the essence, especially the guy who did Optimus Prime's voice, he gave you an essence of, you know, Peter Cullen, how he sounded when he was younger playing Optimus Prime as opposed to his older Optimus Prime from, you know, the movies and Transformers Prime. This guy right here, he provided the sound of Megatron akin to what Frank Welker did in Transformers Prime, which I love that iteration of Frank Welker's Megatron, which was a combination of, you know, his original G1 voice and the movie voice. You know, it had that like this Megatron ain't to be played with, you feel me? And Starscream, whoever did Starscream's voice, perfection, you know what I'm saying, to, you know, the original actor who did Starscream back in the 80s, who also voiced Cobra Commander back then as well on G.I. Joe. But back to these spoilers. Megatron, he was a beast on every freaking level. And his portraits, we got to talk about his portraits. His portraits at his spot. I mean, like, I'm thinking to myself, like, you know, which one of the Decepticons or one of the, you know what I'm saying, Cybertronians, you know what I'm saying, painted or sketched or however they, you know, did this man portraits. He had the cape on, you know what I'm saying, stabbing folk. You know, he was just really G'd out in those portraits, man. He was really G'd out. But, what you think about Megatron on this series?
Man, Megatron was the GOAT, yo. I mean, he just a straight badass, you know, man. Them portraits had me tripping, boy. Like he been like bad, like he been posing for Vogue or something,
right?
Ebony, you know.
Right. You know, especially the one with the close up head shot. They're like, you know what I'm saying, like, yeah, like you can tell he was on the cover or something.
Yeah.
Gladiator Weekly on Cybertron news and whatnot.
Exactly, man. And Megatron, he wasn't playing no games, you know, man. He straight to the point. No taking no prisoner. Get straight about that. Don't no disrespect. Give him that. If you part of his crew, you give him the respect. You getting a blast to the chest.
Right. Like when he had goddamn his cannon pointing at Shockwave.
Mm-hmm.
When he had his cannon pointing at Shockwave, at first we like, okay, he got the cannon pointing at him. But then when you saw that mud starting to charge up, we like, wait, yo, what you about to do? And there goes Jetfire. Jetfire had to cool him out. He like, hey, bro, hey, hold on for a minute. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Shout outs to Ultra Magnus, RIP to Ultra Magnus. You know what I'm saying? He tried to appease to what Megatron was still at that particular time during the show. But, you know, Megatron was starting to go real far out. You know what I'm saying? Once Shockwave gave him that whole notion about, you know, being able to rewrite the code on all the Autobots and just make them all Decepticons. You know what I'm saying? So, what you thought about Shockwave up on that mug?
Shockwave is pretty cool, man. He's a conniving type of dude, man. You know, the dude that played his voice did a pretty good job. His design looked pretty good back to like he looked in the G1 days, and you know, he just like whatever, you know what I'm saying, to get the job done, and he loved doing some sneaky type stuff and doing some evil type stuff for Megatron and things like that.
Shockwave, of course, has always reminded us, especially me, he always reminded me it's the evil version of Spock. You know what I'm saying? He was all about logic and, you know, theories, and just, hey, he just trying to get it done. He don't care about, you know, feelings and moralities and nothing like that. He just like, hey, this what it takes to win. This what I got in store. This what I've been working on. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it takes. This what we gonna do.
And when he came up with the plan to how to take control of all the Autobots, ooh, that's some genocide type stuff.
Exactly. I mean, you know, you basically saying, hey, okay, they don't want to choose to be Decepticons. Cool.
We gonna make them. We make choice for them.
Erase your whole code. Write this new thing. Boom. Now you a Decepticon. And of course, who was not feeling that whole type of plan right there? Starscream. Because Starscream is like, hey, we don't need these pretenders as Decepticons. We need some folk who for real about wanting to be Decepticons. And with that being said, Starscream, what you thought about your boy Starscream?
Just hearing his name, man. Everybody know about this motherfucker, man. Starscream, this sneaky goddamn backstabbing son of a bitch, excuse my language, y'all. His name just lets you know this nigga just a snake, man. But this one go around, he didn't have in the way he had some kind of a little bit of malicious intent, but he didn't show it as much in this go around. He really like had Megatron back a little bit, you know what I'm saying? He just against his other dude in Jetfire, and that's pretty much it. I was shocked. I thought he was stab Megatron back, but now this go around he was on his side. So we still got 2 chapters to watch, so anything might happen between them. But right now, what we seeing right now, we didn't see anything like that. But not Megatron, but Starscream, man. I like Starscream, but his logic is out the chain.
Starscream is just. Hey, if you don't know Starscream by now, welcome to the franchise. Now you know Starscream. If you don't know Starscream by now, but if you over the age of 25 and got any inkling about Transformers, you should know about what Starscream be about now. If the movies didn't clarify to you, which of course they never could compare to what Starscream is on the cartoons and the comic books, this is vintage Starscream. And it's only going to get worse from here, y'all. It's going to get worse from here. With that being said, you know, a fan favorite, you know, especially amongst, you know, the newer generation kids, you know what I'm saying, because of the beep boop and all that crap there. But what we got right here was the vintage. What we got right here was the real deal. And I'm definitely ready to get my cousin's view on what he thought about this, because we kind of looked at everything almost within his eyes and from his standards, because of course we're not, you know, a part of the battle, but we're just viewing it. But this guy, he was up close and personal on it, you know what I'm saying, looking at both sides and, you know, trying to figure out, hey, I ain't trying to be a part of all this, but he got thrust in it anyway. So what do you think of Bumblebee?
Man, Bumblebee was cool, man. His design was pretty cool. His voice, the voice actor who played him did a pretty good job. And I was not familiar with this until my cousin pointed out to me while we watched an episode that I ain't know, you know, he didn't choose no faction. I ain't know that he never chose a faction, and I was wondering about that, because when you first see Bumblebee, you don't see the insignia on his chest. He just a nobody. And I did not know that about Bumblebee. I didn't know he was like that. You know, until Cub pointed it out to me, and that's totally new to me. And I'm like, wow, you know. But that's some real stuff though, Cuz, about him not choosing.
I mean, you know, as far as like, you know, in the reiterations over the years, because you know Transformers been around since 1984, y'all. So you got 36 years worth of stories to tell. Of course, you know, when the series originally started back in the 80s, you know, everybody already was on sides, you know, Autobots and Decepticons, and Bumblebee was already, of course, you know, down with the Autobots. So what we seeing here, of course, is the beginnings of, like, before what happened, you know, in the original 80s cartoon, you know, when everybody was coming into who they are going to be. Like, Megatron was still had a morality code as far as the beginning of this series right here, the beginning of this siege, and he slowly devolved into what he became, you know, near the end of it. You know, just don't give a and ready to take anybody and everybody out. You feel me? Now with Bumblebee, of course, you know, he was, of course, a scavenger from jump. You know what I'm saying? And you know, being you know, his small stature, you know, compared to everybody else, you know, he could get into a couple of places and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So he wasn't necessarily a spy like Mirage. But, you know what I'm saying, you know, he could get in the ins and outs, you know what I'm saying? He was that type of dude that could get around and whatnot. Okay. So, with that being said, you know, Bumblebee was pretty much like the dude that's like, hey, I ain't trying to be a part of this, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to out here live my life. I ain't trying to be on their side, this side. Y'all Cybertronian Bloods and Crips, y'all can do what y'all do. I ain't caring about it. You know what I'm saying? So, It's like, but you know, once he saw, you know, everything through, of course, the eyes of Alpha Trion, and you know, and being around the Autobots and seeing what they really be about, it became obvious to him what he, you know, needed to do, and that was, of course, you know, be about that life with him, and you know, try their best to, you know, stop, you know, Megatron from taking this thing to the levels that he's taking it to, and that's just beyond craziness. But now, as we know it at the end with the space bridge coming into play, this, of course, the space bridge coming into play, as well as the arc itself, you know, getting off planet with the Allspark. Now it's like, okay, we know, of course, this war is about to take its way off planet and cross over into other worlds, which, of course, eventually will come to the third rock from the sun in the solar system, aka Earth. So, you know, that's where we at right now. And so probably, because if I'm not mistaken, I forgot what the name of chapters 2 and 3 are going to be for this trilogy, but I know one of them had Earth in it. So they're eventually going to make their way to Earth.
Oh, I got a question. Jetfire.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know he used to be on the bad side.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that until we watched this. I thought he was always on the good side.
Yeah,
that's new to me right there.
Jetfire was indeed a Decepticon, which, of course, this is the truer iteration of Jetfire, as opposed to, you know, what they had him as in the movies. Even though, of course, in the movie, you may not remember, in the second movie, Jetfire said that he was a Decepticon there, but you know, that Jetfire, that was a horrible iteration of Jetfire, you know, being old and falling apart and all that crap, you know. It's just, you know, it's just crap. But this, of course, you know, being, you know, the G1 design of Jetfire, and you know, him being, of course, the leader of the Seekers, you know, that of course was canon. And yeah, you know, he was a Decepticon, and you know, just like what you saw, you know, he wasn't crazy about what was going on. It was like, okay, this ain't what it was. You know, we supposed to be. See, the thing with what happened with Megatron, y'all, for those who know or don't know, it's like what he was doing, it was just on a whole nother level. It was like, okay, he was a gladiator. You know, he was basically a gladiator. You know what I'm saying? And they rose up and took back control from their oppressors. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know what I'm saying, like, what if instead of, you know, blacks in the United States of America being freed by the oppressors, quote unquote, written into law or whatever, if we had just basically took all the way over, you know, if the slaves, you know, revolting and took all the way over, you know what I'm saying, and boom, just like that, you know what I'm saying. So basically, with Megatron, you know, him and his faction, you know, they became free from their oppressors, and you know what I'm saying, they took over. But you know, once again, when it comes to power, you know, absolute power corrupts absolutely. You feel me? And that's what the case was with Megatron. As Prime said at the end, you know, you could have been our greatest leader. You could have been the greatest Cybertronian leader ever. But, you know, your thirst for revenge and power, you know what I'm saying, it corrupted you. And it turned you into what you are now. And that was, of course, why, you know, Optimus Prime, you know, had to be done with him. Especially, of course, after he killed their mentor, you know what I'm saying, Ultra Magnus and Prime, and even Megatron's mentor, Alpha Trion. And, you know, with everything being said there, did we talk about Ultra Magnus? Ultra Magnus, y'all. Ultra Magnus. Round of applause to Ultra Magnus in a sense. What you thought about Ultra Magnus?
He had me worried. Well, he had me worried at first, but I thought Ultra Magnus was cool. I thought he really betrayed the Autobot, but he really but he really betrayed Megatron. And I thought that was pretty cool. That was cool how he flip-flopped it on the Autobot, because they was torturing the hell out of him. And he was like, man, I'm just telling y'all niggas where he at. You can't keep doing this to me, bro.
He ride around him.
And, you know.
He over here. But Ultra Magnus played Megatron, and that, of course, sealed his fate, because Megatron, you only got one time to play Megatron. You only got one time to play him. Now, when Megatron found out, you know, he sent Optimus Prime the message about the Allspark, you know, Megatron and them looking for the Allspark, it was like, okay, Megatron looking for the Allspark, y'all, but then Megatron was like, oh, you know what? I know what I can do. I got one or two things I can do. I can either A, go ahead and take Prime out of them for good by, you know, setting up an ambush, or B, you know what I'm saying, just in case they escape the ambush, they go ahead and find Allspark for me. And I ain't got to do all their work, you know, they go and find it for me. So, that's how that worked out. And of course, you know, with Ultra Magnus, I understand where he was coming from, trying to, you know, appease to Megatron at that particular time in that state of the series, in that state of the show, but that wasn't gonna work with Megatron, y'all. That was not gonna work with Megatron. When it comes to Transformers, I'm all about Transformers. Shout outs to my homeboys, my bros, Johnny Quest of Johnny Quest Gaming, and Tenacious Dave, you know what I'm saying, those two cats, you know what I'm saying, they are some Transformers heads to the max, you know what I'm saying. That was, you know, I jammed growing up, you know what I'm saying, from the cartoons to the Marvel comic books to, of course, the later comic books that IDW produced, you know what I'm saying, Transformers, you know what I'm saying, we bought that life as far as that go. Shout outs to the Facebook group, Transformers G1 for Life. You know what I'm saying? That was an awesome Facebook group that has been showcasing Transformers memorabilia and, you know what I'm saying, original character stories by those that post up in there for years now. You know what I'm saying? It's a dope group. I haven't really posted up in there that much as of late, but you know what I'm saying? Hey, that don't mean nothing, cause shoot, I ain't ever got to post again, but I'm about this life right here. So I'll be sharing this video, of course, in that group, and hopefully those people in that group will come to this premiere right here, as well as all Transformers fans, which is why I wanted to do this video, because it was fresh on my head, and me and my cousin was about to talk about it just now, about how we felt about it, but then I was like, let me go ahead and record this, because, you know what I'm saying, I got my YouTube channel, let me record this right here. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could show off some Transformers toys to y'all, but I don't have any of my toys no more since 2017, so that part. But yeah, but Transformers, man, that's right here. In the meantime, to all of one, I hope y'all enjoyed this right here. Let's see, any other characters we gotta talk about? Wheeljack was instrumental. Of course, you know, getting the arc together. Arcee. Now, Arcee to this day is still one of our greatest loves. What you thought about Arcee?
The same. She looked good. Her design pretty good. You know what I'm saying? She always good spirited. You know what I'm saying? And thing about the team, but she got a big ass head though.
Yeah.
Her head like a basketball.
Well, you know, in the original series, you know, she did eventually become a headmaster. So
yeah.
So she got enough head for it.
But you know, the design was cool though. That head big as hell though, boy. I was looking at a globe instead of. I could out there tell your fortune today, boy. That boy big hell.
You know, it's funny because since Arcee's head is all white, so they never decipher from, you know, it looking like it's like hair, because you know, she got them things on the side of her head that kind of look like Leia from Star Wars, you know, like them bun type things. And Alita 1, we gotta talk about Alita 1, because Alita 1 was doing her thing.
Oh yeah,
Alita
1 was the goat.
Alita 1
was that goat.
Yeah. Well, what you talk about?
First of all, I like her name. And second of all, she was like the second in command of the Autobots, and she was take charge. I always had Optimus' best interest in heart, and
AKA Prime Bay. That's Prime Bay right there.
Yeah, and she really, you know, she did her thing, man. She's a good leader, man. I ain't got nothing bad to say about Leader. She's cool. I like that leader.
And she's still holding it down right now, because as far as she's concerned, at the end of, you know, the episode, you know, they thinking, you know, all of those Autobots that was on the Ark, they gone. You know what I'm saying? So they believe them all to be dead. So they still there on Cybertron to keep everything rolling. Her, Jetfire, and the few that were left behind, you know what I'm saying, they trying to keep this thing going, you know what I'm saying, in honor of those who was on the Ark. But of course, little do they know, those that's on the Ark shall survive, because you can't have this right here without the folk on the Ark surviving. But like I say, this is a spoiler at this point in the video. If you still watching this at this point in the video, you already know that this video is spoiler laced. So if you know Transformers history, you know daggone well Optimus and everybody on the Ark survive. So, you know what I'm saying, until we see the next episodes. Now, who get killed afterwards, we don't know, because, you know what I'm saying, like Ultra Magnus, you know, I didn't expect him to die up in here. I thought he was probably gonna make it to Earth with them. He got blown out, and body got corrupted to make the code that they used to take out the Alpha Trion code that Bumblebee ended up getting inside of him after Magnus was killed and all of that stuff. So, you know what I'm saying. Oh, Ratchet, gotta talk about my boy Ratchet, because Ratchet, he's always been, you know what I'm saying, low-key a favorite, especially, you know what I'm saying, his how he was in the combo. But I love this iteration of Ratchet here, you know what I'm saying, basically, you know, showcasing, you know what I'm saying, hey, his toughness, you know, him being, you know, old weapons head, kind of like Tony Stark, you know what I'm saying, before he became Iron Man. You know, he was a weapons head. And, you know what I'm saying, and did all the weapon designs and whatnot, and then afterwards, you know, he's just like leaving that old life behind and trying to do my healing thing. You feel me? What you thought about Ratchet?
So Ratchet was pretty cool, man. He was kind of stubborn at first when we first met him in the series, you know, but he's really cool, man. Smart as he's just really smart.
Right.
And he had a code. Now, what he don't like to make weapons that hurt Autobots or hurt Decepticons. He ain't wanted to do it. All I got to
Any Cybertrons ain't trying to hurt no Cybertronians. You feel me? So that's what he all about. With that being said, y'all, hey, I appreciate y'all for coming through. You know what I'm saying? Those who did make it through here, I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. What we about to have at the you know, at the end of this right here, you'll see at the end of the video, if you have not seen my drawing that I did last year of Optimus Prime for the 35th anniversary of Transformers, definitely go check that out. Episode 72 of GOAT 1408 TV. Meantime, between times, hey, appreciate y'all for coming out, y'all. So make sure, of course, you like this video, share this video, comment below. You know what I'm saying? Hope to see y'all in the live chat. You know, shout out to my regulars in the live chat crew, which is Latanya Porter, Sexy Trees 1408, Evie Gavala, and Queen Candy. Meantime, till all are one, it's your boy Slim Jim Longfoot, aka the GOAT, King of America. One love. Roll out!
Tell them don't waste my time. Tell them don't waste my time. Tell them don't waste my time.